Now you got to stick your mouth right about there.
Okay.
You got it.
Hey, everybody. Now, most of you know that in the summer of love, 1967, I met the love of my life, Pierre, and we both ended up at the end of the summer dropping out of college and ending up in San Francisco and later Hawaii. But what you might not know is that in 1988, I ended up dropping back into college. And by this time, a lot had happened in my life. I had lost Pierre, he had a brain tumor and he was gone. And my new last name was now Genovese. So I finished school. It took a long time to get my master's, but I finally did, and I started to sub. Although I never had a room of my own in my own classroom. I love those kids, they were so much fun. But after a few weeks of subbing, I had to admit to myself that because of my A, kind of gentle personality, and B, my throat, I wasn't very effective as a teacher, especially middle school, and that was my major. So, to go back just a little bit, 1982, I ended up in Stanford University Hospital for about 8 weeks in intensive care, comatose, lupus jumping from one organ to the next, doctors giving me less than 5 days to live. But they didn't take into account my Irish blood and the prayers of a lot of people. So as I started to get better, doctors said, oh, well, let's do a trach on her so that she can eat and talk again. Okay. So, 1988, my son Jason won a full scholarship to JU. We were living in Sarasota at the time. So we all came up, all excited. And we were sitting there as the dean was talking to the new freshmen. And something happened. I had this mystical experience where I felt like he was talking directly to me. So that's when I decided to go back to school. So things are going along great. I'm getting a lot of sub jobs and really enjoying it, but at the same time knowing how ineffective I was. Some of the kids were great that helped me, that say, oh, we'll take roll for you, Miss Genovese. But somehow in the eighth grade kids, word got around that I was the godmother. Now the word godmother came about because my last name was Genovese, so they associated that with a godfather, and I had a scar on my throat from the trach. So I played along with this because I needed to have a way to, control these wild kids. And I said, what happened to me was I got stabbed in the throat on the streets of Philadelphia. I survived. And they're like, wow, are you kidding us? I go, well, I got the scar to prove it. And my last name is Genovese. So for a short time, I was very happy to have that kind of short-lived notoriety that I wasn't expecting. And about the same time, my niece was then married to a kind of abusive, controlling husband who subscribed to a lot of conspiracy theories. And I had sent her a letter, and he looked at the return label and he said, Genovese, huh? Who's that? And she said, oh, honey, that's my niece. So he's looking a little worried. A few weeks later, I sent her a kombucha culture at her request. And if you've ever seen a kombucha culture, a SCOBY, they look like jellyfish. They look pretty weird, kind of liquidy. And so he's sitting there and she's opening this in front of him. And he says, kind of with a nervous laugh, what's that, somebody's thumb? And she says, no, honey, it's a liver. So that was scars and scares.
Now,